Hey everybody, this is Ted Forbes from The Art of Photography, and welcome back to the show. And I guess today we're going to do kind of a vlog session here because I got a couple news items I want to talk about. And I also want to talk about an upcoming meetup that we're going to be doing in Los Angeles in a little over a week. And I hope you're in the LA area, you can come out and meet up with us. And I'll talk about that a little bit later at the end of the show. But this has been one of those crazy weeks where you wonder how you're going to get everything done. There's about a million things going on and they're all due on Monday, and it's just been a little on the wild side. But one thing I got to do that was kind of cool, and I don't show my own work on this show very much, and I want to share this with you guys because this was something that meant something to me. As most of you know, my day job, I work at the Dallas Museum of Art, and I do digital media production there, which includes photography, video, occasionally audio spots for radio ads, things like that. And this week I was asked by the education department to come photograph one of their special needs tours. And this was really interesting because it was a group of school kids who all have visual impairment, and they kind of run this gamut of some of them with pretty extreme eye problems, with some who are pretty much blind. And it's really interesting to see how they handled this in an art museum, because an art museum is mostly made up of works that are of a visual medium. But what we did that was really special is we took these kids out to the sculpture garden, and we had two sculptures that we were going to allow them to touch and feel, and they prepared a lesson around this so they could understand what the art is, where it comes from. Both these were pretty abstract. There was a Barbara Hepworth and then also an Ellsworth Kelly. And I got to go shoot this, and I'll run some of my images over the top, and it was really kind of interesting to me. I mean, you know, I guess you take things for granted when you have eyesight, but, you know, to realize that you're in a museum and how do you experience these works. And I guess some of these kids, the way they experience the work and really just immerse themselves in it was really special to see. And exploring using a sense of touch and feel. And I guess we forget sometimes that within 3D art, sometimes you have that element. And it's just a different way of experiencing it rather than just using your eyes all the time. And so this was a really special tour to do, and I was really humbled to have been a part of it. It was quite moving and it was fun to photograph, and this was a great group of kids that we worked with. Another thing I want to share with you guys today, since a lot of you have talked about wanting to do more with film and things like that, this is a little bit of sad news actually. I got an email actually about 10 minutes before I started rolling the camera on here, so I didn't intend to include this originally. But it's an email from the local lab here in Dallas that I use and have used for years, a place called BWC. And a couple months ago they discontinued E6 processing. So if you shoot film, that's basically Chrome processing or slide film basically. So it's a positive process. And unfortunately I knew this was coming. I got the email today announcing that as of the end of June they will no longer be processing black and white film or C41 color film either. And so this is really the end of an era, and it is the end of their relationship with film as far as what they'll do developing. This is really quite sad to me in a lot of ways, and I don't know whether it's a direct reflection on the state of where film is. It probably is to some degree. I think that mixed with the fact that there's a handful of people that are still doing processing, and they do it via mail order and do it on the internet. BWC did not do that as part of their business model. You know, this is a place I've literally gone to for years, my entire life. I remember when I was a kid, you know, my dad was an illustrator, and a lot of times he would shoot slides for projection purposes that he would incorporate into drawing. And I remember we would go over there and there'd be a line out the door sometimes of, you know, photographers in town all trying to get their film done. And, you know, in the last couple of years, it's like crickets in there. And it makes me really sad to see, because it's a great group of people that run that lab. And, you know, I've used them a lot. Most of the work that I do now is black and white. And so I have to admit, I haven't used them in a while because I do process that at home. But trying to turn lemons into lemonade here, I certainly don't think this is quite the end of film just yet. It is certainly the end of an era for them. And, you know, they're focusing their business on photo retouching and large printouts and, you know, things of that nature. But I thought this might be kind of cool because I have never done C41 film. And the main reason is because there's not a whole lot of manipulation that you have compared to, say, black and white film. And so it's always been easier for me just to take it to the lab and do it there. But this might be the signal that time is coming to an end, and it might be time to learn how to develop color film at home. I've had a lot of viewers that I've met mainly at meetups who have said, you know, why aren't you doing it? It's so easy. I mean, you know, this is really easy to do. So anyway, so we'll probably get into doing that. I'm thinking this summer. So stay tuned. I got to get some chemicals and get my head around some of the process and things of that nature. And that will be something you can expect to see on this show in the coming months. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today. So I guess this is kind of a photo 3 threes because we had kind of three things I was reporting on. But the last thing I want to talk about is something I'm pretty excited about. Next week, I am going to Los Angeles. Now, the reason I'm going to LA, it's business nature, and it's actually related to this show because I'm going to be going to VidCon. And some folks at YouTube that I've been talking to in the last couple months have talked me into going, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do the industry track to that and give it a shot. And conferences can be really fun to go to, and I haven't been to Los Angeles in probably about 15 years, so it's going to be nice to get back into LA and do some fun stuff around there. The weather's always beautiful. I always have a wonderful time in Los Angeles, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, which brings me to this last point. I want to do a meetup. We haven't done one in a while. The last one we did was New York, and I would like to do the other coast of the U.S. now, so we will do the Pacific coast. So I want to do one in LA, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to plan this for, sorry I didn't look at the calendar earlier, this is sloppy. Okay, we are going to do, this will be Saturday, June 28th. So that's 2014. I don't know when you're watching this video, but 2014, if you're ahead of June 28th, that will be the date that we're targeting for. Now here's what I need help on with you guys. If you guys want to do a meetup, please send me an email. You can email me. My email address is noonegotHurt@gmail.com. That is noonegotHurt@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on Twitter or send me a message on Facebook. But here's the deal. I haven't been to LA in a long time, and I don't really know what location would be best for this. And so typically what we have done in the past that's been pretty successful with a lot of the New York meetups and the London meetups is just picking kind of a, maybe a restaurant or a cool bar or something like that, and a place we can just hang out and talk and kind of have a good time. And so if you're interested in this and you've got some recommendations maybe on a place we could do it, the weather's nice there and you do have a beach. I do not in Texas, so the beach is always good too. I don't know. Anyway, you guys let me know what is a good spot where you would like to meet. And follow me on Twitter, and I will be tweeting when there is information on that, and also you can keep an eye on the website, which is theartofphotography.tv. So if you live in LA, you'd like to help out with that, send me an email, let me know. If you just want to come hang out, stay tuned, and I will announce it on the website and on the Twitter as well. So that will once again be Saturday, June 28th, 2014. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. This has been another relatively quick edition of The Art of Photography, vlog style, whatever you want to call it. This has been a tough week to get through, so this is about all the time I've got for this today. Anyway, I will see you guys next week, and if you live in the Los Angeles area, I would love to see you. So come to LA and let's hang out and talk photos and photography. Anyway, once again, guys, this has been The Art of Photography. My name is Ted Forbes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.